What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode review for The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. This is episode 11, and with me, as always, I have Bluespit.
I know I said this last week, but I really do feel like that the whole plot is really going by really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of going into the conclusion of this.
Well, okay. I haven't read the source material, of course, like I've said before, but I can tell. Like, it really feels like things are being very rushed in this episode. I think, of course, I don't know how this happens in the source material, but I can't even remember her name. Like the character that shows up, that's like the bodyguard for Kyo, the woman. Like,
Yomogi.
Yeah, like I really felt like her. Like she did a really quick heel turn. It felt like so. Like her character did a really quick 180 about how she was willing to defend Kyo, and then all of a sudden she's it felt like it was a little bit too easy to get her to kind of go over to Naofumi's side in a way. Like this whole episode, it felt like that was like, you know, I guess what they were trying to do with her character. Like she was gonna it's turn on Kyo or betray him or something, and it just happened in like this one episode. Like we get quickly introduced to her, and then like who she is, and then just all of a sudden she just does a as soon as we learn about her character, it just does quick, like I said, just a total 180 of her character, and now she's willing to help out Naofumi and the rest of them. I felt like it felt way too easy for them to kind of in a way, I guess, convert her over to their side. I don't know. It feels like one of those things where I think they're definitely rushing it because, like, again, I don't know how it is in the light novel or the web novel, but
It just seems like so much different than like how they were building up with the confrontation between Naofumi and Mine and the Pope of the Three Churches Heroes in the last season, because they took an entire season to build that up, and of course initially like the other three heroes were against Naofumi, but it took several episodes in that second court to at least get Naofumi to convince them to help him out to fight against the Pope and all. But with this, like they're adapting like several volumes of this story, like in just one core, or just like in one 13 episode season, whatever they're calling this. It's honestly, I really felt like there should have been much better build up into the whole confrontation with Kyo. To be honest, and with this, with the introduction with Yomogi, who's introduced as Kyo's childhood friend, it just I don't know why they just decided to just rush it like this, or just decide to like have it just. Honestly, I don't even know why they made what came into the decision for them to make this into a 13 episode season in the first place.
What I also thought was funny was when they go to the armorer. I forget what exact was it Naofumi, like he wanted to have like was it one of his shields like made stronger? I forget what they wanted. Is either some new armor?
I think it was Kizuna who requested all the upgrades for everyone else's. And she said like it would take her a week to do it, and then like just without really much convincing, she was like, okay, well, I can do it in a night. I thought that was kind of ridiculous, honestly. So, but well, earlier on in the episode, we do get to see that Kazuki guy again, who fought Raphtalia in the last episode. And he ends up dying. Just immediately ends up dying.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, he survived. And then of course, like, he just like his entire body. He dies in a pretty brutal way. I was a little bit surprised. I was like, wow, okay, well, I thought he would actually be able to, stick around, but then he just died. That was a little bit. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Like just the way he got killed off. We knew, of course, that what Raphtalia did to him in the last episode. That like, because she told him not to move. Like if he moved, his body would, I guess, actually like that would happen, and of course that happened. So like, but I guess I didn't really expect that to actually happen.
Well, we find out that Kyo ends up, I guess, trying to revive him in this tank, and then two of Kazuki's subordinates want Kyo to have them gain power or something, but I'm guessing like Kyo has some more malicious intentions in what he wants to do with them. But there's some more that happens in regards to the waves of disaster that we haven't heard about like ever since this season started, because it's one of the main driving points of what goes on in the Shield Hero storyline, because oftentimes we know that during a certain time that there are these waves that appear, and the cardinal heroes would have to defend the world and fighting off these waves. But Kizuna, when she was introduced, was not aware of the waves even when she was summoned to into the world that she's currently staying at right now. Initially, she said she was summoned there to defeat, like, I guess, like some kind of a great dragon. And once she ends up defeating the dragon, she was sent into the Infinite Labyrinth as a prisoner. And also, like, Kizuna berates Glass for going over to the other world to try to kill Naofumi, under the impression that this might end up help stop the waves in their world. But Kizuna, like, remains adamant, like, that there could be some other way to deal with, like, how to stop the waves altogether in both worlds. So, like, it leads to the question of, like, how these waves came about and how they were created. But I have a feeling that Kyo has some responsibility in how these waves are created in some ways.
Well, yeah, because we learned later that, like he was trying to stop the waves, and then, like, we learned at the end of the episode he's trying to create the waves. I don't know. I thought it was going to be like some plot twist where it's like he's actually like trying to do the right thing but going about it the wrong way or something like that. But
possibly. But what happened at the end of this episode is they were initially preparing for the next wave, which is supposedly going to happen in the next 7 days. But then what happens is the waves end up prematurely, starting ahead of time. And, like, what was it? Majority of Glass's party gets teleported next to Kyo's hideout. And of course, Naofumi and the others are still stuck in the town before they get separated. So they find out that Kyo was like they find out like Kyo's not trying to stop the waves, but he was trying to create his own, I guess.
Yeah. And of course, in this episode, we get some more about Kyo and his backstory. And I guess they're kind of trying to make him seem like sympathetic. Because I remember in the comments, like, of one of the other reviews, like, someone said there was a lot more to Kyo. But I mean, honestly, if this is it, I'm honestly not that impressed. That it's just like, I mean, there's so many villains I've seen where it's like, they have a sympathetic backstory or something. I mean, that's not really anything new to me. And I don't know if they're trying to, like, I don't know, they're trying to make him sympathetic. But I mean, like, so far he's just come off as just like really crazy, like just really insane. And there's not really, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's more to why he's doing what he's doing. But so far, like, it's, I don't know. It's not really anything that I'm not really that surprised by, like, the things there. I guess, the way his character is being developed, and it feels very last minute too, because we don't really have that much time left, and now they're all of a sudden trying to kind of throw this in there about, like, Kyo's backstory.
Yeah, there's only 2 episodes left of the season.
Yeah,
too. And honestly, it's like I really wish this could have been a 2-core season, because it would have like expanded upon some things, or actually a lot of things in particular, because they also cut, like I did mention earlier in the season, that they end up cutting out some plot points relating to the other three heroes, what happens in the Spirit Tortoise arc, and possibly they could have expanded upon, like in this new world that that Naofumi and the others are in right now, and maybe it could have like expanded on. It would have given this new character Yomogi a better introduction than just than what we were just showing right now, with her just being introduced in this episode and then just doing a 180 face turn, becoming an automatic good character going up against Kyo now.
Yeah, it should have taken much longer for this to happen. Like if they were going to do that. So I was a little bit disappointed because I see what they were going to do, like what her character was supposed to be, and I just feel like this all happened way too fast. I feel like what should have happened with this season is that if they were going to rush through the Spirit Tortoise arc, they should have at least spent a lot more time on this arc, even if they had to do like maybe another season to finish it off or something, as opposed to just trying to. Because like really what happened is that it seems like they're just rushing through both of the arcs, both the Spirit Tortoise and this one, because of the way this one's been playing out.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see how the next two episodes are going to play out. But it's it's still not bad, but I really wish it could have been longer.
It's just I see what they're doing, and it's really frustrating because this isn't really the pace of the first season. Like maybe some things were rushed in the first season, but not to this extent.
I thought the first season was pretty well paced at times. I mean, I admit some of it was slow, but they were getting somewhere to build to build up to a point where Naofumi can rise and become a hero.
Yeah, because that was like the overall story arc in the first season, and this one it feels very like, I don't know, it's a lot of different things. It feels like, and it's just not like. And first of all, the Spirit Tortoise, and they just really didn't spend a lot of time on that. And then this one, they're just not spending much time on either. So you don't really have enough time to really care about whatever's going on, as opposed to like season one, where like the whole point was, like Naofumi trying to redeem himself. Well, I mean, I felt like there was a lot of opportunity for when they first started this arc that they could kind of start fresh with like, Naofumi's in a new world and he has to, he has to earn the respect of the people or something, but they didn't really try to do that at all.
No.
So, I mean, they could have done a lot of stuff with that, but they just didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah, and also the fact that Raphtalia becoming the new Katana vassal hero, it just like immediately like she goes from she goes from like back into being a little kid, and then she automatically like regains her older form and becomes incredibly powerful with the new katana that she wields right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to be open-minded about the season when we first started and give it a chance, even though I wasn't doing some things right. But now I'm just kind of like, it's a little bit disappointing. It's not like, like you said, it's not bad, but it's not really on the same level as season one, in my opinion. This episode, there was just, I really didn't care much for like what they're doing. And I mean, like now I'm also seeing a lot of the flaws with the previous episodes with how they were rushing some things in those two. And I mean, it's just not gotten much better with this one. The new things they introduced, they just this new character, they just, like I said, they went through a lot of stuff with her really quick. And you're just not given enough time to really get, even really get a good introduction to her character before they just start, trying to do all this converting her to their side stuff. It's just, I feel like they should have spent more time on introducing her character before they started doing all this, which of course, if they're trying to rush it, they're not going to do all that. So
it's not just Yomogi. It's
it's the other characters too, because I mean they have the armorer. We just got a brief introduction to her, and they don't spend much time on her either.
Well, there's also the armorer. There's Eclair, who's that pink-haired knight that was introduced earlier on in the season. There's there's Ost, who is like the familiar of the spirit tortoise, and just those characters in particular, like they just get they get introduced and then sidelined just a few episodes later, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, the episode wasn't necessarily, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really that great in my opinion. I mean, I don't really have too much else to say about it. I'm not, I don't really think at this point there's much they can do to really kind of, redeem themselves with this season, because I just feel like it feels like with both of these arcs, they're just trying to get through them as fast as possible. And
yeah, I
think it's definitely going to hurt future seasons because of how quickly they're trying to rush through everything here.
Yeah, if they are going to announce the season 3, I just pray that they at least make it 2 cours for once, because this season, like, I really felt like this season should have been at least 2 cours worth of material.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely needed more time. I don't really have too much else to say about this episode. It's of course, this is leading up to the final confrontation with Kyo, and they're probably going to fight the waves again. I mean, like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have too much else to say about it. I don't know if you have anything else to say.
I mean, the storyline is not bad. I just really felt like it. It could have put more time.
I see the potential it has, which is frustrating because I see what they're, it just seems to me like they're not really taking the time to properly like flesh out these characters, especially the new characters they introduce. They're just kind of, they're just trying to skip over a lot of stuff, it seems. So I don't know. I guess if there are any like people who've read the source material, if they can maybe talk about like what exactly they've been like skipping over in the comments or something, I'd be interested to know, because like I said, it definitely seems to me like they're definitely like skipping over certain things. So yeah, but I don't. I'm definitely wondering if they're going to be able to fix some things in the last 2 episodes, but I don't have much. I'm not too optimistic about that at this point. But yeah, that all being said, guys, I guess until next Wednesday, we will see you all next time.